what I'm also a fan of is quality play. Like that's what I want to see, is quality play. I don't want to see shitty teams. Like I don't care who's playing as long as it's like quality. And there is
Yeah,
a
like the
yeah.
Rams.
I mean, the Rams have been creative. They got Cooper Cup
Oh
back,
my
which
god.
actually meant a lot.
Jacob just said for those because actually I did start recording Cooper because it just felt right.
Good.
Um, he said, "Fuck, I gotta eat." Perfect. All right, but no, continue. I mean, the
Well,
Rams are have. I mean, the problem is it's 2 games. I was just having this conversation with Trip because he was asking about fantasy, and he was like, "I hate this period because no one knows what the fuck is up right now." Like some guy who was injured all last season could pop off. Like 3 or 4 games, you can maybe tell, but he's like right now it's a toss up unless you know because you're.
yeah, I mean, you can make some pretty healthy assumptions, but like I said, and like you said, like everything is an assumption, especially in a game like fantasy. But you can get feelings, man. I don't base things off
Do
numbers,
you
man. I base
fantasy
things off
hard?
feelings. Yeah, dude, I fantasy. I absolutely destroyed my opponent last week. I like over doubled their score.
Damn, that's crazy. I've never been able to get good at fantasy. I like the community behind it, like the idea of picking like a name and being
Mm-hmm.
involved in something on a weekly basis. That's really cool, but like the stats and like all that shit, it's like so much work. It actually is to keep
Well,
up and shit like that. A lot of
yeah,
work because no one ever
it's a
wants to
lot of
play unless there's money on the line either.
here's what's hard. It would be hard to go into fantasy, not know what you're doing, and learn how to do everything. Now, if you're coming from a background where you've watched football very seriously for 15 years, it's like when a new good player arises, it's just one at a time. I don't have to learn every single new player. So, it's very easy to kind of identify who's who and what's what in that regard. And also, one thing I'll say is that sometimes um, you know, the fantasy projection points and things like that. Like a lot of the projections are just bullshit. Like, it's just made by some other guy who thinks this. And so it definitely takes time and you definitely have to watch players play for a while, but then you kind of get the hang of it, like who's going to do well versus what teams. And yeah, stats matter. Like I know that like for instance, I had the Vikings defense, but they were dog shit. So before this week, I said, look, the Vikings don't have a good defense anymore, and there's no good defense to pick up. But I know that the Giants were playing the Bears, and I know the Bears have a shitty offense. And lo and behold, I picked up the Giants' defense. They intercepted Mitch Trubisky twice, and the Bears scored 17 points.
Fucking
So
Trubisky.
good. Trubisky sucks, dude, and he was chosen before, dude. He was chosen before both Patrick Mahomes and Deshaun Watson. That is the most absurd thing. Like, and the Bears traded up to get him, man. Oh,
Well,
that's gotta hurt.
maybe he's a late bloomer, right?
That's gotta hurt, man. That's gotta hurt. Trubisky sucks.
No, man. I would love to be a terrible NFL player that like always overhyped. Like that would be the best thing is like to get in there as like an RG3 but don't get injured and then retire young.
No, dude, that's not how you do it. You want to be a long snapper or like a backup punter.
Oh, that's a good point.
You want to be a long snapper, actually, though.
Just some guy. I mean, but do they even make the cheddar enough?
Dude, they're making like the minimum football salary, which is still like $400,000 a year,
Yeah.
which in the rest of the world is still like an awesome salary.
No, I mean that's especially like straight out of college. Like that'd be fucking crazy. Four hundred
And you,
thousand.
yeah, and you can make that for like 20 years because you're never going to get injured. All you have to do is long snap.
Yep, it's genius. It's
It
foolproof.
is, it really is.
I'm gonna start my journey to become a long snapper. But no, I mean I do see what you mean about like the whole. It's it's kind of like this weirdly like inevitable thing that like small little things are the only thing that you can base your assumption off of. Like how you just knew that the Browns were playing someone who had a bad offense. Like little things like that in the moment you can tell, but trying to play the big picture games. Because I've been reading like fucking War and Peace and whatever, and that's like what that book's all about. Is how like that war made no sense. No one was fucking new. Like, you know what I mean? But yet
Hmm.
when you look back on things, everyone will be like, "Yeah, well, I told you." It's like, no, well, you had no idea.
Right. No one has
Yeah,
any idea
no,
ever.
like the reason that actually happened was because like the guy had a rock in his shoe. Like you had no fucking idea. Like
Hmm.
and just shit like that. And like, I mean, I'm loving it. I'm almost done. I have 10 hours left, and I'm pumped about it.
Wow, dude, you've been listening. How long
Yeah,
has that
man,
taken?
50 hours.
That's actually a lot less than I would have guessed because that is a long fucking book.
No, I mean it's 50. Well, let me tell you, something around hour fucking 25. You kind of wonder what the point of life is. I mean, or at least the point of listening to this,
Well,
because like,
isn't that what Pierre is wondering as well?
dude, I mean, yeah, but that whole plot, like, it's
Pierre
so
Bezukov,
crazy. Yeah,
which
Bezelhaus, the guy that's such a fucking arrogant prick that he's like, yeah, I'm gonna change my name to make it the 666 symbol so I can pretend I'm part of some philosophy. I'm like, oh my god, you're such a
mm,
piece of shit. I mean, everyone in that book is just the biggest pieces of
well,
crap.
not Pierre, dude.
No,
Everyone but Pierre
I mean Pierre's a good guy, but like
is just an
out
idiot.
only because he's retarded. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? Like
yeah.
he's only charitable because he doesn't realize everyone's scamming him. Like
Hmm.
and he's only like peaceful because he's just so much of a pussy. Except
Right,
for the one time when he shoots that guy. But that's different.
right.
But no, man. I mean, I love the book. I love how it has the historical stuff and how it's like how it just shits on historians all the time. But other than that,
Mhm.
I'm so pumped to finish it and get started on anything else because it's been
Yeah,
like
I know,
4 months.
dude. Yeah, you need a break from that kind of book after finishing War and Peace,
Dude,
dude.
I know. It's so, I mean, it's fucking so brutal. And you're just like,
Um,
oh man, I'm
yeah,
looking at Spark Notes all the time just to be like, who the fuck is this? Like Count
yeah, and
Alexier?
it's
Like,
got to be really hard when you're listening too, as opposed to reading.
well, and
It
it's the changing of the like Czar and Emperor, how they interchange that shit. That's led to some confusion multiple times.
mm.
But
Well, oh, sorry, I was
no,
just
no, no,
say.
you're all good.
Speaking of the historical stuff, the reason I started that book, you probably noticed, Bezukov is very similar to my last name. And that's true though.
No, no,
Like
no. I mean, it seems like
that,
your
and that is
people.
based on, because my last name would be Bezuglava, in Russian, and Pierre actually translates his name into French during one of the books, and it comes out to like Besugla, like almost exactly my last name. And my name is a Russian translation of the, or sorry, a French translation of the Russian name. And his name was like almost identical to it when he translated it
No,
into French,
yeah,
and I thought that was kind of cool.
that's dope. That's dope as shit, man. That means your name's like almost like the numbers of the 666, because like that's what he was trying to do. He like changed like his things to like some arbitrary number system that the Masons taught him, and like
Uh,
the guy whose name spelled out the prophecy would be like, oh, he's 666. So he like conveniently had changed and rearranged. But no, that's
right.
crazy, dude. That's wonderful. That's actually
Mhm.
such a fucking neat thing. I
Yeah,
realized I
that's
was
why
from
it started.
Luxembourg the other day.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
Luxembourgian.
I guess I'm a Luxembourg. I don't even know what you call that type of person.
Well, John, one thing I'll say is I'm no friend. I'm not friends with any Luxembourgians.
Dude, I mean, the Russians seem to not be friends with anybody.
No, I'm kidding, man.
Well, no,
Luxembourg.
yeah,
That's cool, man.
but like what? I mean, what? It's like Germany. Like what? It seems like a Swedish Germany.
Right, exactly. Yeah, like a kind of stays out of everything, but right by Germany. Yeah,
Yeah,
that seems about
exactly.
a slightly more northern, Switzerland.
Yeah, exactly,
Yeah.
exactly. And I'm like, I mean, need to know. And I'm out, and now it's like become something that I've been like, if I had to travel somewhere, it's probably where I'd pick right now.
Well, apparently it's an awesome place to go. I think Bruges is in Luxembourg.
Oh, dude, I want to
And
go to
apparently,
Bruges.
yeah, apparently it's like that movie. I've never
In
seen the movie,
Bruges?
but
You've
you're
never seen
right.
In Bruges?
No,
Oh, dude, we should watch In Bruges. If Jacob hasn't seen In
maybe
Bruges, we should
maybe
do
we'll
it.
have to add that to the list
No, dude,
after.
I got a good list. So, and by the way,
Okay.
this is upsetting because right now, guys, it's 8:12, and Jacob. I mean, I don't know. It's only 10 minutes in. We
Can
should
we
give
play the
him.
theme
Yeah,
song?
huh, yeah. We can play the theme song.
Yeah, do not let him hear the theme song. He does not deserve to get the theme song.
That is good punishment.
Welcome to the Fly You Fools podcast, the podcast that talks a little about J.R.R. Tolkien and his work and a lot about everything else. Enjoy this time with your fellow fools, Tibbs K, Jacob, and Cooper. Thank you for listening.
That just hits so well.
Dude, I know. It's just, it's fantastic. It's probably one of the best things I've ever done in my entire life.
It really is.
Like, top 10, easily on the list, for sure. It's like graduate college, like, and then slightly above that is fucking build banger intros and outros.
Yeah, pay a guy to speak and have some tunes.
Tunes that I shamelessly stole from well more accomplished artists.
That's
But I don't
okay.
think they'll find it because it's video game soundtracks and like the legality of the covers to begin with is already sketchy, so it's so far removed that hopefully it's like fine. Because technically, like the cease and desist I'm worried about is from Nintendo.
For what?
Because technically that little flute ditty on the way out is Nintendo's. Because it's from Zelda Wind Waker. But it was performed by an
Don't
open
say that.
source project. No. I mean, fucking no one's listening. But it was performed by... Because here's the thing. Is that it was re-performed by an open source project called Zelda Reorchestrated. Who publicized their performances for free.
Oh, then you're good.
Well, am I? I mean, I think it's technically a ethical gray area. That
Well,
would
let's
be
get
up
it.
to disputing the
Well,
courts.
let's just say you were walking by, some man was playing his flute, and it happened to be in that tune, and you just happened to record it.
Well, I mean, you also don't have to be fucking. I don't know. Like if you just follow the cease and desist, like you always get a cease and desist before suing. So like if all of a sudden Nintendo was like, "Yo, that's our theme song," and it's not even their theme song; it's the end part of their staff credits music. So like, if they said that, we could just take it down and just cut off. It would just be a bitch of a load of work to do for all the old podcasts, but I could just cut them out.
Uh-huh.
Well, here he is.
I think it would be very good publicity if Nintendo sued us.
I would love it if Nintendo sued us. You drinking a PBR, Jacob?
Got your beer? Yeah.
Damn, how'd you know that?
Because I think the only thing you drink anymore is PBR. I haven't seen you drink
Yeah.
a water in years.
Jacob's been sending pictures of like
Him in the shower.
of like
with PBR.
him in the shower with PPR. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a pretty much everyday occurrence for me.
That's pretty
I would
good,
say
man.
I would say I'm at a high point in my life right now, where every day you come home, hop in the shower, crack a nice cold PBR.
I get that.
It's
Dude.
kind of the life when you think about it.
I mean, it's not a bad idea.
It's actually a great idea.
So, I guess here's what it comes down to: is we've all watched this movie, Akira, and we were supposed. Huh? Yeah, right. Exactly. Now you've got it, Cooper. Now
Yeah.
you're in the mood. But no. And what I will say is that Jacob already knows this, Cooper. But I went ahead and watched Ink.
What the fuck?
Come on, bro. You're supposed to wait for us.
You gotta watch it again then.
Huh? I don't even care. I'll watch it again because I actually am.
'Cause you love it.
No, I'm doing.
Because you
a
love
thing.
it so much.
No, it's not because I love it so much, but it's
John,
because the movie.
Ink is your favorite
because-
movie.
You're not
ever.
allowed to review it till next week, though. You can't
I
say
know.
anything about it.
I'm not
All
even.
right.
I'm not even gonna touch on it. I'm gonna
All right.
nothing, like not even comparisons.
Okay.
But the next movie we are gonna watch after this, I've already picked out, and I'm comparing and contrasting it to it, and I think it's gonna be really fun.
Time Thieves? What? What is
No,
it?
it's not Time Thieves, but I'm not going to tell you. And I'm going to write a 5-paragraph essay, and I'm going to walk you guys through each one of the points of
Well,
this
here's my-
comparison contrast of things.
Here's the thing, though,
and it's
John.
and here's what I will say. It's not going to be like necessarily a criticism because
Mhm.
I went back and I watched Ink, and we're not going to get into this, but my opinions have differed on different things, and I'm not going to
Okay.
specify anything more than that. but my mind has been changed about some things and about others as well.
Okay. So
So
my overarching criticism of your criticism is are we sure that you know what you're talking about?
Yeah, why is John like the fucking authority on this?
Yeah.
well, I mean, if here's the thing, and this is actually the real sad part about all of this
All right.
is
That one sad part.
the one sad part about this whole calamity here is that I have a degree in film and media studies, technically.
But still,
I
Really?
mean, but technically speaking, like it's in English with a concentration in writing and rhetoric, and
right.
film
But
and media
still.
studies. And so I've taken classes. One of the reasons I picked the class was because I actually watched Akira, and I thought that it would be a good movie. That I wanted to see what your opinion was of it, Cooper, because it's a hard movie to convince someone to watch on a whim unless they know like
Uh-huh.
about it because in like the mainstream media because it has like a lot of fans and shit like that. But it's like a real weird and crazy and freaky movie that's technically legendary, although not a lot of people have seen it. And I'm interested, and that's why I picked it because I was like, he would like this, and I watched this through that class.
Okay.
And so, what did you think?
Okay. My thoughts on Akira. I am not sure that I understood about 90% of it.
Me neither.
Is the first thing I'm gonna say here. There was the kid and he kept going like and
Yeah, you
and,
get it.
the guy explode and the kid like exploded and Tatsuya,
Tetsuya.
and there was just a lot that I did not understand, and I almost kind of want to rewatch it, but I need to give myself some time because it was a long movie, and I don't know if I can rewatch it right now. But having said that, I was entertained, kind of, but yeah, like I said, I don't think I really understood any of it.
I was thoroughly entertained, and understanding meant nothing to me. All I wanted to watch, I just wanted to see what was happening on the screen.
So I think that's
Right.
huge about this movie is like 100%, and it's exactly what you said, Cooper, and that's what hits on it so well. Is that it's a movie that I don't mind rewatching again because every single time you catch like little things because it's a complete like the ending. Thinking about it, it technically makes no fucking sense at all. Like if you go and read the Wikipedia of this shit, you will have the hardest time following any of it. It makes absolutely like this is the perfect thing to like tell your students to read or watch and then give them a quiz. You know, like who got ripped into the alternate reality after Neo Tokyo disappeared? Like what? Like you can't know those things without watching it. But it's a weird, just crazy thing. And the only reason I did it was because like most anime and like a lot of like even when you look at things like Blade Runner and shit like that, all take shit from Akira. And that's why it's like considered a really big movie. Because you're right, like it's so stylistically pleasing. And Jacob, you're muted by the way if you're talking right now. But it's he's eating. That's what's happening.
Yeah.
But I mean the animation and what in the fact that it's so entertaining, like just this scene to scene concepts of like, oh, this motorcycle chase is pretty rad. And like, yeah, he's screaming, but that guy just exploded. Like those that entertaining thing makes you want to rewatch it and makes rewatches tolerable. And then you kind of understand it more and more. Instead of like rewatching Benjamin Button, where like, yeah, you'll get like more of the fucking simulate like the background of it, but I don't want to watch Benjamin Button, you know, because that's just fucking Brad Pitt dying in reverse. Like, which actually sounds entertaining when I say it like that.
Yeah, I kind of want to watch Benjamin
Like-
Button now. Maybe we should add that to the list.
Have you never seen Benjamin Button?
No, I have, but it was a long time ago, and I wouldn't mind watching it. So, John, I want you to explain this movie, start to finish. Give us the rundown. What happened?
Okay, so the key thing, and this is what happens off screen, and where the story has to begin, is this guy named Akira. Basically, he was like the first guy in the world that they figured out like he could be a psychic, and like he could like move shit with his mind and like do a bunch of crazy shit. And so naturally, they freaked out. They started experimenting on him, and they just blew up Tokyo on accident. But
Okay.
Akira turned out to be fine. And so they locked him in this chamber under the new Tokyo. They built a new Tokyo on top of him. And they said, we're going to keep this for like a last minute weapon defense and never really use it. And it's not going to be like everything's fine. Everything's
But
cool.
what are they keeping as the weapon?
Akira, like the person
literally the
Akira,
guy.
the
He's
like the
in.
human being.
He's down in there.
He's down in there. He's down in like a
Okay.
stasis chamber.
Okay.
And so, but after that explosion happened, basically Akira's got so much big dick energy that he just shot his psychicness into the world. And now, especially in that Tokyo area, there's the psychers is what they're called. And they are basically just, I mean, you standard like mutant human guys that have special abilities. If you watch the movie, you will see it.
Mm-hmm.
And the government's studying them and all this crazy shit, and naturally they're going to be exploited. But it's this big thing. And so then there's also these gangs, because there's this other piece to it that has to deal with Kenda and Tetsuo and how they joined this motorcycle gang because they're all disparaged youths because the economy's so shitty, and they're technically one of the good guy gangs, but then there's the bad guy gangs and just badass motorcycle shit, right?
Mm-hmm.
And that happens until Tetsuo starts developing psychic abilities. And
Wait, how does he get his psychic abilities again?
So it's like Akira just kind of big bangs everything loose.
What?
Like
in
when Akira originally destroys the fucking like part of Tokyo, what he's sort of doing is like creating a new universe, and like the after products of that big bang, so to speak, are basically seeds to make mini Akiras to start new universes. But that's all, we're gonna get into that shit later.
Wow, they went deep, huh?
Yeah, so like don't even like let's not even talk about that, because that's like to explain this all out, because I've thought about this to like make it a cohesive thing. So anyways, they're doing crazy fun motorcycle shit, and they get captured by the government. They meet these guys who are in the resistance, who are the anti-bureaucrat, you know, like standard fucking Star Wars rebellion type shit. But Tetsuo, instead of being like a Jedi of Luke Skywalker, is just a fucking murderous crazy man who eventually just gets so power driven and power hungry that he's able to just fucking kill people and shoot machinery into stuff and turn people into metal and like a bunch of crazy cool shit. And meanwhile, the government's freaking out because they know the last time this happened, Tokyo disappeared. And that was before you had someone as strong as Akira inside that city in that area. So they were super duper worried, because now all of a sudden you have this one guy who's definitely going to be as strong as Akira basically fucking around and going to threaten the world and maybe even wake up other Akira.
And that's Tetsuo.
Yeah, and because Tetsuo was...
But they kind of turned Tetsuo into Akira, though.
Yeah, I mean, so over time, because that's how they like exploit them, and that's what it's ultimately about. I mean, in the whole thing, the best way to phrase it and frame it is it's an allegory for nuclear weapons, right? The first nuclear weapon was invented, and then it was so tragic that everyone was like, oh, we're not gonna fucking use our nuclear weapons, but everyone has them. And at some point in time, if any of those two nuclear powers collided, it would be the end of the universe. You know what I mean? So like at a basis level, that's what it is.
Right.
But more on like the other like metaphysical side of things is, so basically it accumulates with Tetsuo becoming as strong as Akira, and the gang of resistance people and some government people at this point wake up Akira to go fuck up Tetsuo, because they're like, whatever, like what's the worst that could happen? And Akira goes into Tetsuo and he's like, yo guy, like let's meld consciousnesses, you can like chill out, we're gonna just create a fucking new universe. And all the espers go in with Akira and Tetsuo. But no, all the espers basically like go into this universe and they fucking create a new universe. And that's why during this last scene, there's like that guy in the lab who's like, what? Another universe? And he's like this old man who's basically been in charge of fucking everything up from this point on.
Oh, that's that scientist guy?
Yeah, who gets crushed in his lab. And like that's why at the end he's like, oh fuck, like a new universe, like this is crazy. And basically it ends with the creation of the new universe. They're fucking the same thing happened in Tokyo. Tokyo got destroyed, and you zoom out in that new universe, and Tetsuo just goes, "I am Tetsuo," and it's kind of, and that's where it kind of gets ambiguous, like the same way Stanley Kubrick's movie, kind of when they merged into this AI thing, and also Her. When you see people merge into these singularities, they always do that whole like, is it God or is it them or are they robots now? Um, it's just like a common trope, and that's kind of what this last thing is like it's a new universe. Tetsuo's God, and everything's fine in the old universe, but there's now this new thing, and they're gonna do the exact same shit, and it's just kind of this inevitable cycle thing. And it's all, again, a commentary about nuclear fucking weapons and other things like that, like bureaucracy in the government and like oppressiveness, and of course because you can see that within how the Japanese government reacts and all that shit. But yeah, so it's like it's stupid complex for almost no reason, but it's a good movie, and when you rewatch it again, you'll slowly wrap your head more and more around it, and then you'll kind of see like that is, I don't know, that it's just really good.
Yeah.
I mean, I liked it. It kind of reminded me a little bit of Ghost in the Shell, John.
It's exactly like Ghost in the Shell. I mean,
And I
almost
like that.
to
Although
T.
Ghost in the Shell was better, I have to say.
I mean that's fair. A lot of people like Ghost. I don't know. Cooper's another. Ghost in the Shell is like another kind of anime thing where, again, they're dealing with this kind of like AI consciousness type shit and singularity thing. And I mean, that one's done really, really well. They recently remade that with Scarlett Johansson, and it was super shitty. They're remaking Akira in live action, and the guy who
Good.
did Thor Ragnarok and What We Do in the Shadows is making it.
Wait,
Nice.
Thor Ragnarok was pretty good, actually.
No, I mean it's tight. I mean, and he also did Jojo Rabbit about like the imaginary Hitler. Like he's done really good work, and so it really should be an exciting movie.
Why would you have imaginary Hitler when there's a real Hitler?
Well, real Hitler is not going to talk to just your average German boy. He's a very busy man.
Oh, okay.
He's got to try and take over the world. But no, I mean, and so I don't know, Cooper. This is very much like a cinephile's like movie with like subtext that you're able to jerk off over and like beautiful visuals. And it's just a hard movie to also convince normal people to watch because it's anime.
Yeah, I mean, I like that explanation. That makes me like the movie more. And like I said, I think it's worth a rewatch in time. I can't do it right this second.
Oh yeah, no.
I just need a break from it, but I would like to eventually rewatch it with a little bit more understanding, and I think that would make the movie a lot better.
No, yeah. I mean, I'm a big proponent of that. Like, I think this is one of those movies that you can just fucking watch on repeat and see.
But also, like, is there anyone in the entire world who saw that for the first time and understood it? Like,
I mean, fucking Japanese people, man.
I don't even know if that's possible.
And here's the only reason I know that is because like I've seen other anime stuff, and that's not even close to the craziest thing. I mean, if you follow the plots of like some big things, like even Ghost in the Shell, like Jacob mentioned, or like Naruto, or these other crazy things about different universes, like it gets so nuts. Like, have you seen the movie Spirited Away, for example?
A long time ago.
Like if you've seen Spirited Away, it makes about as much sense now as it did to you back then. You know what I mean? And because at the core of it, you're like, okay, yeah, I get it. She like gets her parents back, but you're like, but what was that entire movie? Like what? Like there was an angry spirit in the bathhouse, and like he swallowed something disgusting, and then what? Like it doesn't really make any sense in these weird things.
Dude, Spirited Away is really fucking freaky, man. When I was a kid, the movie scared me.
No, dude,
Yeah.
I mean, and that's what I'm saying. But like, you didn't understand like the symbolism behind like the ghosts, and you know what I mean, like.
No, I knew I was scared as fuck though.
Yeah, and that's what it comes down to with all these movies, is that if you're going to be so vague and or so like obscure, then you have to make it pretty. and you have to make it fun to watch. Because I'm not going to take the time to go. It's even kind of like Inception. It's like, imagine if Inception was like a slow thought thriller instead of like a heist movie within the levels. Like, I'm never going to go back and rewatch Inception just so I can be more confused.
I rewatched Inception.
No, I mean, that's not what I'm saying. I'm saying if it was not like, if there weren't guns and like there wasn't that scene where it's like, you mustn't be afraid to dream a little bigger, darling, and then he shoots the fucking like little bits like that, the hallway fight with the rotating thing. If it wasn't an action movie and you tried to convince me to watch like the political thriller about Inception, I wouldn't fucking watch it twice.
Right, I get that.
And so, but it's like, and it could have the same general concept, the same general plot, but if there wasn't those like fun moments, then you're never going to watch it again. And that's why, like, so, I mean, there's even this movie called, it just came out. It said, I'm thinking of ending things about, it's, I mean, I can't even describe what it's about, but it's so bad. I mean, it's such a bad movie. And the reason you know it's bad is the director had to like write an article to release in like the LA Times to like explain the movie. And like,
Not a good start.
Yeah, and if your movie's that fucking confusing that the maker has to come out and explain it on release, and then on top of that, it just doesn't make. I mean, within the thing, the majority of this movie, the vast majority, is spent in the car with these two people acting erratically and talking to each other. Like, I mean, I shit you not, it's like a 2 hour and 30-minute long movie. An hour 45 easily is just them in a car, like a scene in Seinfeld. Just fucking talking and rambling in a snowstorm. And you're like,
That sounds terrible.
it's so boring, but everyone's like, oh, it's this great director, Charlie Kaufman's amazing. And it's like, yeah, he had some really cool ideas when he was younger.
You know what that sounds like to me, John?
What?
That sounds like a movie for fucking English majors.
No.
Yeah.
That sounds like to
Well,
me.
but here's the thing: is I watched it as an English major, and like I kind of got what they were going for, but at the end of the day, it's like it's still bad. Like, you don't, in my opinion, you
John,
don't get points for being metaphysical and shit like that.
Let's hear what Jacob has to say.
John, I'm gonna have to break this to you, all right, man. You're not really an English major, okay? You know you are, but you're just not. You know?
Well, I mean, I guess the real problem.
And I
with
mean that
statement,
I mean that in a good way.
No,
Like,
I
really
know.
do.
I'm flattered by that, but there's a I'm
You're just a little bit too dumb, and you like video games too much, and it's just not, it's not really, that's not really your avenue.
So what? All right, what major would I be then?
Basically, just saying you're just not smart enough.
No. It's more like your interests are more simple than English. Hey, so are mine. So are mine.
No, I mean, so what major would you say? Because the hard argument against this is the diplomas. You know what I mean? That's the hard thing.
Right.
Is the thing that says English major and then my name on it. But and I'm not disagreeing with you here, because
I just think you're too literal. You're too literal.
Majors, but I think a lot of the best writers and stuff are literal. Like, I don't know, like, but at the end of the, I mean, I'm not taking it as an insult, because you're not wrong. The type of people that I fucking went to class with, and the type of people like that I talked with and like met through the English major program, are hand to God. I mean, these guys give like the theater kids run for their money as far as how weird they are. Like, it's so bad. And I mean, and you're right, because like, I'm interested in Lord of the Rings like slightly more than the average bear, but at the same time, there's some fucking dude out there that like has his penis tattooed with Sindarin that only gets like visible when he gets an erection. Like, I mean, it's like, there are people that take it way too far, and I think those people are really cool.
By the way,
to
that's actually
interact
pretty
with.
fucking cool.
Well,
Yeah, that's a
that would
great
be
idea.
rad. That'd
You'd have to have a boner while he got the tattoo, though.
Right.
That would
make
really
pills for
hurt,
that,
I
dude.
think.
No, they make pills. You could get it. You could just use like
Yeah,
whitening
I mean,
rod.
I'm just saying. Yeah. You take a Viagra,
He had
whatever.
a boner
but
the whole
you'd
time.
have to have a boner the whole time.
Yeah, man. You just have to be. I mean, if you're into that sort of thing, it's probably great.
I mean, that
right?
just must have been an interesting experience for him and the tattoo artist.
Yeah. I wonder if there was anybody else around to witness that. I would hope so, honestly.
Yeah, it's just like this is odd, but all right.
Yeah.
I kind.
Sorry.
No,
Go
you're
on.
not wrong. I mean, I think I'm trying to think about it, and I was like, would I want a guy or a girl tattoo artist for that? And part
A
of me is
girl,
like,
bro. What are you talking
Yeah,
about?
definitely a girl. What are you talking?
well, no,
As a
I want
matter of
someone that's
fact-
I want someone that knows what they're doing down there, dude.
John, you
I don't
probably
want
want a male
someone-
massage.
I know. I don't
artist
want
too,
someone
don't you?
plugging away at my ball sack.
Yeah, how do you feel about a male masseuse?
It depends on how ugly they are.
Oh,
If they're,
In
if
what
they're
way?
very, very ugly, I'm fine with it. If
Really?
they're like, well, if it's like an old Russian man that's like, I'm going to beat you while you cry, and then you're gonna feel better after this, I will be like, okay. And the same thing like with like, I don't even want my normal masseuse to be like, I don't believe that if you're like, I want you to be it to be the least sexual experience, no matter who. So as long as
Huh.
you're super ugly, we're fine. Like up
How
and
many
down.
massages have you had, John?
Not a lot.
Okay.
Not
I've
a
never
lot.
had a massage, but I think I'd want it to be a really hot chick. This is my personal.
No,
This is my personal.
I'm kind of with Jacob on this one.
No, man. I
I'm
want
not. I
someone
don't
that's
really
gonna.
see the appeal
Completely
of a
with
old
Jacob on
Russian
this
man.
one.
I want someone that knows what he's doing. That can like
No,
feel
you
my
get a hot
back
chick,
and be
you
like,
a hot girl doesn't know what she's doing.
huh? No, yes, 100%. I'm,
Yeah,
you know what, I'm gonna go out on a limb
actually-
and say right here, right now, if you're a
I'll tell
hot
you- I'll-
masseuse, you are getting more clients than the other person that is working way harder than you to know the
I'll tell
body.
you. You know what? I'm gonna own you both, and I'll tell you who you actually want, and because this is who you actually want. You want a small, Taiwanese
Yeah, I was
woman.
about to say.
I mean, seriously, you just want a small Asian woman. And I'll tell you what, dude, it lives up to the hype. It's fantastic. They stand on top of you. They get their knee in your back, and it hurts so bad, but it feels
Oh my
really
God.
But no, that's
Yeah,
that's what I'm sort of saying,
yeah.
Cooper. Is like that's what I'm talking about. It's like I want someone who I would much rather if I'm getting a massage, I'm not. I know it's probably not. If it works, it's probably not going to feel good or like not
Okay.
going to feel great.
Then again, with all of these arguments, which seem good, the hot chick idea is also, that would be all right.
I mean, have you ever experienced the hot chick?
Jake,
I personally, I have not, and I'm just thinking it'd be great.
Jacob, I'll tell you what. I got a crank in my back right now so bad that if you could fix it, I'd blow you. Hand to God. I mean, this is fucking. It's so terrible, and then I would love it if there was
How
like
about
an
this? How
old
about this?
Belarusian man that said, "Hey, I'll pay you. Like if you blow me, I'll fix your back." I'd be like,
New-
"Yeah."
New challenge. John, I don't want you to blow me, but if I can fix your back, you have to cut off the tip of your pinky. Deal?
Wait, fix my back? How though? If you tell me
I
it's
don't
like
care how- if I figure it out.
Uh-huh. No, because I'm actively doing things on my own to help me with my back, which included
I
my
have a
cushion, which is
feeling-
helping. And
I actually could probably help you right now. But do explain your back pain right now. What's
Huh?
going on?
it's honestly in my left shoulder. And I think it's a lot of the reason because I'm like how I sleep on it. But I mean, it's just that classic middle, like underneath the shoulder blade, not feeling. But it's been really bad lately.
So sounds like you just need to work out more.
Well, okay, hang on here, hot shot. I've been working out a fuck ton, my
All
guy.
right, yeah.
Or
No,
even
okay.
hold on,
Stretching, John?
hold on. Let me rephrase that. I haven't. No, actually, Jacob, I've been running at least doing my standard runs 5 times a week
Oh.
with 30 minutes of stretching, and I'm not gonna lie, it's not beforehand.
30 minutes of stretching?
Yeah, well, because
Bro, how
I
much time do you have?
well, I do my stretching during my lunch, but then I like an hour later is when I run.
That's fine. You don't want to do long form stretching before you exercise though, because what you're doing is you're lengthening the muscle and you're relaxing it. You don't want to relax your muscle before you do athletic activity. And so that's why, dynamic stretching before, and then you do that kind of long form stretching after.
Well, and then I've been doing stuff after too, and what I'll say is like my legs feel a lot better, but the second my legs started feeling better, my back started feeling weirder, and so like it's just a weird thing, and I think it actually is because like, and I'm not saying I'm working out so much that like my back is hurting, but that is sort of what I'm saying because I actually have been working out a fuck ton. Like,
No,
even been
no,
going on hikes and shit like that. I think you'd be very impressed if you look at a picture of me. You can see the difference between now and the start of quarantine for
that's
sure.
excellent, and I applaud you and keep doing what you're doing. But I will tell you what the cause of like legitimately, almost really honestly, probably 90% of back pain is, especially when you start working out. And it's not the answer you love to hear,
Form.
but it's the no, it's not even form. It's the truth though, but it's a long-term solution, and it's usually just due to core instability and weakness because we sit down all day. And so basically what you have to do is strengthen your core a lot because right now your other muscles might start to be getting stronger, but what's happening is you're becoming imbalanced, and that just leads to back pain like a
Damn,
lot.
I could see that.
Yeah,
That amazingly describes how I feel. It's very imbalanced.
yeah, yeah. I mean, it's almost positively just core instability. Core and lower back strength is what you just need to work on, and over a long period of time, if you keep working on those, and I can even give you a lot of drills, but it'll just go away.
No, yeah. Here I can actually show you guys the fucking difference. At least maybe this will be a good example of it. It's a little different. It's hard because my hair. But if
Can
you
we put
look
this
at
on the
the
can we put this on
starting,
the Instagram account?
huh? No. It's not. I'm
I
not.
forgot about the Instagram account.
It's not even
Yeah.
like with my shirt off or anything like that or funny.
Well, that we should go on the Instagram account, a before and after picture of you.
If I was cut enough, I'd do it, but I'm not. Here, let me go to the first.
I lost a lot of weight too, man.
Yeah, I
Oh
mean,
yeah.
I'm
I mean, I
actually.
bulked up intentionally, and now I'm cutting intentionally, and it worked, you know. So, yeah, I'm back to yeah, I feel good.
So when do you like? Is there rhyme or reason to your cut?
Yeah, dude,
Like,
for sure.
but I mean, are you like? Is there like competition season that you're going into? And yes, we see it, Jacob. You're very coordinated.
Jacob, I can do that, man.
Can you?
Yeah,
All right.
Well,
I have parallettes at my house. I do that.
I have no shame right here, right now. I can't do that. I'll admit that I can't do
That's
that, and that's not,
Position though.
and I'm fine with that.
but how do you Cooper? I get up to it from swings.
Well, I can't. I don't have that.
Yeah,
I
you
just
don't have
don't have
the height. I'm sure you
parallettes like
do
that.
too. But it's hard to
I,
get up
I
to it from swings.
I believe that because yeah, I mean, I believe that. That's like, I, yeah, I get it. I get that would be
Yeah.
harder. Yeah, no, I just kick on up, and admittedly, I don't get it every time, but there are times when I stick it and I can just hold it for a while.
Pretty fun.
Yeah, it is fun. It's hard. You know, you got a nice stacked body position there. That's pretty good.
Hell yeah.
Um, but no, gymnastics are good. Yeah, no, John. So I gained the weight. It got really strong. It got as strong as I'll ever need to be in the CrossFit context. And now I'm just losing a little bit of weight, just trying to keep as much muscle as possible. So at this point, I'm about 20 pounds heavier than I was when I started my original bulk. And yet, like, I'm moving just as well. I'm gymnastics. I have a lot more muscle and admittedly a little bit more fat than I had when I very started. But like, I'm definitely the best athlete I've ever been right now. And that's thanks to the bulk and then the cut.
How much weight did you lose?
Right now, I've lost about 10, 11 pounds since my peak bulk, but I gained 30 pounds. So,
Oh, really?
yeah.
Damn. Yeah, I guess bulking is kind of the way to do it.
Well, you
To
have to
gain that
bulk
muscle.
in a controlled fashion, and then you have to maintain that bulk. You have to maintain your top weight for like a couple of months before you cut. You can't just bulk and cut really quickly. You have to go a little bit slower.
Right.
And you have to also be all right with literally just kind of being fat for a little bit if you're doing exactly that.
Right. Yeah.
So
I've like kind of tried to bulk before, but never works for me, dude. I just don't eat enough.
Well, yeah, you just don't eat enough. You've got a really fast metabolism, so I imagine it's really hard for you to put on weight. Um, you just got to eat more. Like however much you're eating,
Yeah, I
and
know.
and you say it's not working. You just got to eat more.
I know.
You
I know.
know,
I have to eat more. It's just fucking hard to eat more.
it is. It's hard. It's difficult. It's not fun. Like I was having like weird like heart palpitations. Like not a
Oh, that's
lot,
good.
but like at the end of the like sometimes like laying in bed, my heart rate would just go up, and then it would go back down. But like it was like clearly due to just eating an absolute excess. So, you know,
Mm.
were you
it's good to
like
not.
just eating just like a lot of good chicken?
Yeah, I
Like,
mean, dude, a shit ton of. I mean, it was good food, dude. I eat quality food, but like, yeah, I mean, it's chicken, it's rice, it's potatoes, fruit, vegetables, eggs, oatmeal. Man, that's pretty much it.
so this was me at the start of quarantine,
Ah,
and
damn,
that's a yeah,
looking suave over there.
that's a
Yeah,
chunk,
look at this picture with the
that's
Bud Light.
Yeah, whoa,
that's a chunky boy though. But hold on,
it
and
doesn't even
then
really look like you.
In a weird way, it doesn't.
You know? Yeah, your face just looks different.
it's because I'm so fat, man. Like that's what that is in that picture. And
I
like
can't. How am I gonna tell a difference between these two?
I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
dude, John, there's not a lot of.
It's the only one I have from the start of quarantine. Like, don't take
I
a lot of
believe.
I
I
don't take a
believe
lot
there's
of
a difference.
pictures.
Yeah,
I believe there's a
you
You're
difference.
right.
long
but I
hair
just
now.
can't tell.
Yeah, I know.
Mr. Long hair over
I
there.
haven't gotten a haircut in all this time, and I love it.
Okay.
I kind of like it, dude.
Yeah,
Huh? No, I mean
keep it up.
It. And the weird thing is, it's like it's just growing more like thick. Like it's not even growing longer. It's just like getting wavier. It's weird.
John,
got
what?
a
How
mind
is
of its
this
own.
first? How is this first picture taken? Who took this picture?
Hannah took it of me.
Is it like iPhone portrait, or is it like were you guys doing a photo shoot? Because
Yeah,
it kind of
that's
looks like you were
iPhone
doing a
portrait.
photo shoot.
That's iPhone portrait.
Did you go out there with the intention of taking this photo?
No, and that's why she said we were just drinking and just walking around because she was like,
Man,
"I
you're
wanna go
suave. You're suave
outside."
guy, man. You dress better than I dress. That's for sure.
Oh well, that doesn't. That's not saying much.
The
And
same shirt every
also,
day.
hang on here. Is that this was also when Hannah was over, and let me
Right,
rephrase
right.
that.
Oh,
It's like
right.
I'm shirtless now. I would say I'm shirtless 75% of my
Good,
days.
as any man should be.
Yeah, you know what I mean. Especially now that we're working remote. I mean, shirts have definitely become optional around my house. And in any case, I'm yeah. So
Yeah, it does look like you lost a lot of weight, dude.
No, I mean it's weird. You can't really see it, but also it's just like how this shirt fills out and stuff like
Well,
that.
the shirt, the face, really, you can always
Yeah.
tell.
Right.
The face and the neck,
Right.
yeah.
But no, and so yeah.
We do need to do before and after pictures, you know. So
Well, I'm not done. I haven't. So I'm trying to get to the point where I can like comfortably run for an hour without fucking murdering my inner life.
that's not bad, dude. I mean, a lot of people cannot run for an hour.
Well, and
Yeah,
that's,
man.
and that's what I'm saying. Like running for an hour, if I could just get to the point where every like 3 days I can run for an hour and then do like a strength training, like in between days and take the weekends off, I will be at a happy like if I can just maintain that level through the generation of my life, I'll be okay with myself. Like, because it's more about a physical fitness thing for me now, where it's like, because with quarantine and shit, like I'm not doing anything like. I'm not gaining anything from this shit. Like I'm just running in a circle, and all I want to do is get to that hour time. But right now, I hit 45, and I feel like the back of my ankles are about to blow out.
You gotta just find a different goal other than try to hit an hour. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you gotta want it for some other reason than just to hit an hour. Like, give you like that's I mean, you know, that's kind of why CrossFit is so successful, is because they make it fun and they've created a system that where people want to get better at the sport. So by getting better at the sport, you're working out a ton and you get really fit, and that's almost like a side effect. So what I'm trying to suggest to you is find a reason to get better other than just like looks, almost, you know.
No,
always the way.
it's not even it's literally like, and a lot of it actually stemmed from the friggin' Wendy's debacle, was where I was like, how long could I really run? Like at the end,
You were
of
like,
the
I
day.
gotta stop eating Wendy's every single day.
Well, yeah.
No
I mean,
more 3 4 for 4s.
No more 3 4 for 4s. What a sinful fucking order from Wendy's. Man. Just the amount of numbers that are involved. It's like so like.
How many would you like, sir?
Yeah.
3.
It's like,
And you also have to tell him. You also have to make this very clear that it's all for
yeah,
you.
you got to be alone when you
Yeah,
pull up to the
alone
drive-thru.
by
You know,
yourself.
dead
Like
alone.
3 4 for 4s. And yes, by the way, it's all for me.
Yeah, can I get
Yeah,
those
you just
all
throw
with
it.
Sprite and all with 2 tangy barbecues, please? Please don't make me count. I want all 6. Like what? Like oh,
please, please don't make me count.
like that's so rude. But no, I mean, and that's kind of what it was. What I was like, that would be cool. Is if I could just fucking just maintain a beat, and I was like, then now I would be healthier than I've ever been in my entire life. Because I've also just the concept of running for any length of time for as long as I can remember has been like 10 minutes, and that's it. Like it was like I could do the mile in 10 minutes, and if I did the mile in 10 minutes, I was happy. But now I'm like, it would be neat to kind of be able to like go on a run.
Yeah, exactly. It's nice, man. Yes, it's good that you want that. That's
But
what you need. Yeah.
but yeah, because I
Like
Yeah,
you,
can't.
start by
you,
getting
you
out of your
don't-
fucking driveway.
you don't have. Yeah, you don't have to be shitty. Like you could actually be good.
Well, no, I hate no.
Yeah.
Wait, what?
You know.
Like that's not what I was saying. But I'm saying like in general, like it because the problem is like you can't really go like I think an hour is the minimum you've got to go on a run for if you're going running someplace, right?
No, that's not true. You could definitely get out of your driveway for any length of time.
Yeah, when I
no.
run, I
Yeah.
usually run for like 25 minutes.
Yeah, yeah. You do not have to be in your driveway. You know. God,
I
never
don't
mind.
think you guys remember how hard it is, like where my driveway is. Like I can't just go. There's no. I don't want to be that dick that's running on the road to Georgetown or Walker Road. Oh,
Dude.
I should probably blurb that out, but no.
Dude, you can.
It's a big road. It's a big road.
It's a big road, and you only have to be on it, I'm sure, for like a few hundred feet before you can turn off.
I don't know. I'll look into it. I have to run tomorrow. I'll investigate. I'll get back to you. That'll be another thing I can do next week. Is get back to you guys on finding a place to run that's not my fucking driveway.
Dude, yeah, yeah, that would be a big step for you as a human.
As a human. Yeah, I told my dad about it, and he's like, "Jesus, dude," and I was like, "Yeah." What's it called? Have I told you about my cacao nibs? Have I
Your
told
what?
you about these things? These magical beans that are changing my life.
I'd like to hear.
Do you know what cacao nibs are, Cooper? This is like it's a plant. It's allegedly a plant-based superfood, and here's what I'll say is that it's just broken up pieces of the cacao bean, of like the chocolate bean.
Mm-hmm.
That's after it's roasted, it's the discard of that, and it's just super. It's basically like it has the same qualities as any nut, except you can get a lot for really cheap, like a really good poundage and amount, and so it just fills you up super easily with like a tablespoon, and it tastes like ass, and it just tastes so bad. But I just eat a tablespoon of these cocoa nibs, and then I don't get hungry at all for like 3 hours.
Why do you not get hungry? Just because
Yeah,
you're like,
I don't know. At this point, I don't know if it's a mental thing because of the cocoa nibs, but I will say is that the taste is a pretty big thing. It leaves a big lingering taste that doesn't taste very good. So it just drowns you're like, "Oh, I don't want anything touching my mouth for a good long while."
interesting.
I don't know. I mean, it's kind of like the weird taste of like coffee where I'm almost getting to enjoy it, but I definitely don't enjoy it still mostly.
Right.
I think you could brew a good coffee out of a chocolate bean, or like a tea or something. That's all I got.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, right. I don't know. They used to just do that.
So-
That's all hot cocoa used to be. Is just people used to just melt chocolate into water.
Yeah.
They're like, hell yeah.
I gotta move, guys. I'm moving down the
Oh,
road.
yeah?
It's fucking annoying. Yeah, it sucks, man. My landlord, he actually like borderline illegally screwed us over.
What happened?
So, basically, the my two other roommates are moving out, and you know he was been a really good landlord for a long time. So my two other roommates were moving out, and so I've been looking for two other people to move on in to
Right.
fill their spots, so I don't have to move, and because I don't want to move because it's a great house, good location, all that stuff. So that was ongoing for a long time, and I was having trouble finding someone. I was posting it everywhere. I posted on Facebook, like all these other groups, and I just could not find anyone until the very end, and I finally found somebody. And keep in mind, our lease ends like at the end of September, so it was getting down to crunch time, big time. And I actually found somebody, and we were about to sign the lease, and this is like 2 months ago. But then one of those guys backed out, and so it was a whole thing. But it doesn't matter. Anyway, the understanding was, that I would find a third person, and we would go on, and I wouldn't have to move out, and the two other guys would move in. And I even have a text message from him saying this, like on a Wednesday night, like about a week and a half ago. And then on Sunday, or then like 2 days later, he offers us. He's like, "Yo, if you can't find a third roommate, you and Ethan, who's the other guy, can move downstairs into my unit, and then I'll take over the upstairs unit." And so we toured his downstairs unit, and it's like one bedroom is fine, but the other one is like a closet, and there's no window in it, and it's just like, honestly, like, it's a shitty situation. Yeah, so it's like, no, we don't want to take that. And so on a Sunday, like 2 days after that, I was like, oh, great, we finally found a third person, one of Ethan's friends. And we were ready to sign the lease. And then the landlord says, no, actually, we're going to take over the upstairs unit no matter what. And it's like, well, the lease, yeah, it's like, fuck you. And the lease ends in like under 2 weeks' time from when he told me that. And I have written confirmation from him saying, you can find the third roommate and sign the lease and everything will be fine. So basically, yeah, he screwed us. He said we could take the downstairs, but the downstairs just isn't really livable for two people who aren't in the bedroom. Yeah. And so I was really stressed out last week, trying to find a place because, we were about to get basically kicked out. And like I explained the story, like I was thinking like, oh, maybe I can't do anything because the lease is up. So he's maybe not violating the lease. But I was talking about it with my dad, and he's like, no, he like literally can't do that. And so basically I could say, no, I'm not moving out to the end of October, and I would win. Like there's nothing the landlord could do about it because he gave me such little time.
Yeah,
but
that's,
then I would be responsible for an entire month's rent, and my other two roommates are moving out. So I can't pay rent for everybody for a month. So I still have to move out essentially. But it looks like today, finally, we got approved for another place. So we're moving down the road.
Damn, that's a real pain in the dick.
It really was not a great week last week.
Yeah, it sucks, dude.
But no, it's fine now. We're moving into a really nice place, and I almost feel shitty. Like I don't want a nice place. You know what I mean? Like I like shitty places. And it's a brand new apartment building, and the only reason that we're moving it. Well, the only reason we're moving in there is because they're giving us 2 months completely free rent.
Dude, they can't find anybody.
They can't find anyone, and they lowered the price. Yeah, so I'm only going to end up paying like $20 more per month, and it's a way newer, nicer place, and
you get 2 months free.
And and we get 2 months free. So the average.
I see. If you average, okay.
Yes, if you average it, so there's still the monthly rent's a little higher, but
right.
You average the 12 months, it's only like $20 more than I'm paying now.
Yeah, whatever.
Yeah, it's whatever. It's a pain in the ass, but should be all right now.
Worst part's just moving. Moving is a fucking bitch.
I know, dude. We gotta get like a U-Haul for these couches and stuff, and there's something. I don't know. We'll figure it out.
It's actually such.
You should infest the house with fucking carpenter ants before you leave.
Dude, I really want to get this guy back because he's actually such a nice guy, and like, he was a great landlord, but he absolutely fucking screwed me over at the end here.
Did you tell him? What'd you say to him?
I didn't say anything. Like he just said we're moving in, and he basically sent a message, we're moving upstairs, you can take the downstairs if you want. And I was like, I can't pay more to live in a way worse situation. And he was like, yeah, I get that. And then I just didn't say anything.
I get that. Fuck. Like, damn.
Yeah, because now he has to find a new person. Yeah. He's gonna lose a lot of money too. So it's like if he offered us the downstairs for like way cheaper, maybe I would have considered it. But other than that, it was like, no, I'm not gonna pay more to move downstairs and have a way worse place objectively. Like, I'm not going to do that. So, yeah.
Yeah, that's fucking annoying.
Yeah, it's just annoying.
I kind of got fucked over too with my living situation. You want to hear about this?
Yeah.
So I had to, because of fucking coronavirus, MIT, like, I had to switch rooms basically from the one dorm room I was in.
Mhm.
So they moved me to a different dorm room. But of course, they didn't tell me the rent was fucking $400 more a month in the same building.
Damn, see, that's
Whoa.
not okay.
Yeah, dude, it's
Yeah.
actually fucked, dude. My rent's expensive too. It's $1,400 a month now.
Whoa, dude. That
Dude, it's a lot of
sucks,
money,
man.
dude. It really
Yeah.
sucks. And I'm
Fuck
trying to
that.
get into a different room now again, but
I can't
Yeah.
believe they
they
can
fucked
just
me
do
over,
that
dude.
like that.
But it was like I had to move rooms. They weren't gonna let me move back in my other room. Like,
Wait.
oh, you can just take this room down the hall. I was like, oh, great.
There
Of
wasn't
course,
like
I mean,
another.
I don't know, dude. I should have looked more carefully with the. I mean, they didn't say anything about the rent. I'm sure it was in the. I'm sure I signed it away. I'm sure
Yeah,
I signed
man.
it away in the fucking
Dude,
contract somewhere. But
Yeah,
do you
man, that's
have
the
to live in
hard
the
fuck,
part.
dude.
dorms? Do you have to live in the dorms?
No, I should have just fucking moved out. The thing here's the nice thing with the dorm, dude. Because I'm graduating at the end of this semester, and when I graduate, I can just cancel my lease, which is why I stayed in the dorm. Because I didn't have to. I don't have to. I'm basically going month to month. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah, that is
So I
kind
could
of a
just move out
plus.
whenever I want. Otherwise, I was gonna have to sign a year-long lease
I mean, that's kind of
Mhm.
massive
somewhere.
in a weird way.
Yeah.
That's massive. Like,
Yeah, I know. So I was like, I'd rather just stay. I can just cancel lease whenever I want. So that's like way easier. That's just better for me right
Yeah,
now.
that's pretty convenient.
Yeah.
Not having to deal with like trying to find a sublet or whatever.
Right. So that's why I stayed. That's why I stayed in the dorms to begin with. But they fucked me over, dude. It's so annoying. I'm like,
Yeah,
dude, what the fuck, dude? I mean, I was in a 4-bedroom apartment before. It's the same shit, and now I'm in a 2-bedroom one. And there's nobody else in this room, anyways, because they're only letting one person per room, anyways. Because but my room is just fucking $400 more a month than the one down the hall. It's like, oh, god damn it,
that's so
yeah,
annoying.
Dude, that's a
so
fucking,
annoying, dude.
that's so shitty.
And it's a lot of money too, dude.
No,
The rent here is
I mean,
expensive as fuck.
No, dude,
Yeah, dude,
$400
$1,400 is
not.
so
Dude, it's
much.
a ton, dude. It's like it's half
Even
of my.
1,000. Yeah, dude.
It was 1,000 before, and now it's 4. I'm like, dude, that's not cool, man.
No, I
It's
mean,
a lot of
yeah,
money,
you
dude.
could get a house, like an apartment in Tyson
I know,
by
dude.
yourself for that amount. Like, that's
Yeah.
nuts.
I know it's fucking bullshit. I'm thinking about just I don't know. I'm trying to get into a different room in the same building, but
Just,
Yeah.
so there you go, Cooper, getting fucked over by
Yeah,
housing.
dude, it's tough, man. It'd be really nice to just own your own house,
Yeah.
but shit
dude,
happens.
Or just
people buy houses very easily now. Or like, am I the only one that are hanging out or not hanging out, but like other people, or at least 2 other people have bought in houses that I know.
I don't think I really know anybody that's bought a house.
I don't know. You just got to get approved, for the mortgage,
Like,
and
I
that's
mean, I
really
don't know, it just
that's
makes
really like the
sense.
big step. Yeah, I mean, it
Like-
does make sense if you're ready to if you know you want to stay in that area. It makes
Yeah, that's
sense.
the hard
Yeah.
part.
It doesn't necessarily make sense if you know you're gonna move in like a year,
Yeah,
like
that's-
away.
Whoa,
Yeah.
What happens if I do this?
Or you can just live with your fucking parents.
Yeah, dude,
Yeah.
that's honestly the best thing ever, dude.
Yeah.
Take advantage of that, man.
Huh? Oh, I mean, and that's what it ultimately boils down to with me is that like, I, like there's a lot of cons, sure. Probably the social stigma being the worst, but at the end of the day,
You're
like,
saving some cash money, bro.
It's just like I'm saving so much money, and
You ain't
fact
spending
that, like,
$1,400 a
Yeah.
month.
Actually, the social stigma is only like really the only bad thing besides like
It-
maybe a few other things,
Yeah.
but like it
It-
really is only the social stigma.
exactly. And personally, I'm like, it doesn't like.
You already have a girlfriend, so
Well, I mean,
Yeah,
honestly,
exactly.
that's a huge thing of it. I'm not gonna lie. Dude, Hannah's not gonna listen to this and then threaten to break up with me if I don't move out. But no, I mean, you guys aren't wrong. Like, it's just so nice, and especially, I mean, now it's weirder, and I think it will be less nice if I can assure, because what I'm ultimately going for with my job is like if I can do this until February again, and then next year just say, hey, I would love a remote position. Like, the only time I've been at this company, I've been remote, and like, can you please just let me work remote? And I hope they'll say yes, because there's other people on my team that work remote. So it wouldn't be that much different. And if that's the case, then I'm fucking going to like, I don't even know. I mean, then the world opens up.
Yeah, then you're going like away.
Well, I mean, I don't even know away, but it's like all of a sudden the idea of living in Alexandria isn't a huge pain in my penis because I'm not driving an hour and a half to work every morning because my work's in Reston.
Oh, okay.
You know what I mean? Like, so right now, if I had to get an apartment in Reston, it would be like some shitty ass apartment with like 3 other people, and I would be the same distance I am from work.
Yeah, there's no reason for you to get a spot in
There's-
Reston.
yeah.
Just live at home. Yeah.
And
Your house is way nicer.
My house is way nicer. Like, I mean, the rent savings in addition to shit like food is just so much better. And then I don't know. And so it's like, especially if I'm going to have to eventually go back to work in Reston, and I'm not saying I'm not going to move out, but I'm saying like there's no point right now. And if I did get remote, then maybe like Alexandria, but maybe something even crazy like fucking Richmond, man. Who knows? Or or
Richmond seems pretty cool, honestly.
Nevada, or I don't know, Boise, like.
Boise, the dream. Boise, Idaho.
But no, but I'm just saying.
I've
like,
actually thought about Boise as well. It looks really nice.
yeah, if I had a lock job anywhere I went, that would change the way I thought about where I live. And I think that goes for almost everybody. And I mean, because even if you have a job where you can get like a job no matter what, like a fucking accountant or some shit like that, or like a lawyer, it's still different to have a locked in job that you know and that you've already put time, like, because then I can argue for better pay too with this job. And the pay's not bad. And it's not that I hate the, like, and because if I get promoted, then I don't have to make calls, and then the job would be so easy. The perfect 9 to 5 while I try to be podcast funny and make stupid videos.
Yeah, that is pretty good. It's a pretty good setup working remote like that.
Yeah, man. I mean, it actually cannot get any better, and that's what I'm saying. If I can get another one and then move somewhere where maybe I'm paying just like $800 a rent.
Oh, you can pay way less than that, bro.
No, but I mean, even like, I mean, who knows?
I mean,
how much
I'm paying 800 now in Arlington.
But I'm
That's
yeah.
Arlington.
But I don't know how much Dylan's paying in Richmond, but I assume it's right around that much. I mean,
I bet he's probably paying less. I don't know.
But even if
He
it's
lives
less,
in a
then
house
it's
too.
then it's more with you. Then it's around the same with utilities and shit. Like it all like fucking. That's one thing I hate about renting places is that there's so much just little shit. It's like, yeah, well, also you have to pay for the trash. Like, fuck.
Well, that's gonna be everywhere.
No, I know.
It's
But
just like, yeah, it's basically just tack on $100 for everything else, like you know, cable and internet and utilities. You know.
Well, not me. I need that high speed internet, so I tack on like 300, so I can get like a gigawatt connection. That's me. One last. All right, so we're at an hour, by the way. So one last thing. And I don't know if Cooper's heard about this, but did you hear that Microsoft bought Bethesda, Cooper?
I didn't hear. Don't care.
Cooper's thinking about fuck, dude. What do you think?
Yeah.
You don't care that the new Xboxes might be, or Elder Scrolls might be Xbox exclusive and all that shit. Not even the slightest.
How does that make any difference? No, I don't care.
I don't know. I know you like those games.
I do like those games.
I just thought it was a big deal. I mean, it was worth more. It ended up selling for more than Fox and Star Wars. So that's pretty crazy. 7.5 billion.
Damn, that's a lot of money.
Yeah, which is fucking nuts. And it's like a huge tech purchase, which is nuts. But no, it's just kind of a fun thing. Rocked my world.
Sure. That's kind of cool, I guess.
I'm sorry. What other news do you have?
No, I mean it's good news. That's cool.
That's
That's cool. I'm not ragging on it.
Jacob, any news?
I'm gonna go with no. I mean, what do you mean news? I mean,
Yeah, I don't got news. I'm just saying.
no news, bro.
No news.
No news.
All right, guys. Well, I'm gonna go make a fucking hot dog with these homemade buns that I'm.
Dude, I just had a really sad dinner. You guys want to hear what it was?
Yes.
It was a fucking box of mac and cheese and a turkey burger. That's what I just had for dinner. It was actually pretty good. It was actually pretty good.
Just a
Elijah Hood here for the XFL Wildcats, and I'm a big Fly You Fools podcast fan. So I know they was looking for Elijah Wood, but they found me. Keep searching for that one true ring and rock on.